Liam Neeson and Natasha Richardson were one of those couples who seemed like they were made for each other.
Is this one of the best-looking couples you've seen on the red carpet? My goodness!
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
But back in the early 90s, neither of them knew that a tragedy would one day bring it to a heartbreaking end.
I mourned for her, yeah. I visit her grave on a very regular basis.
It all started in 1992 when Natasha reached out to Liam with a very specific request. She wanted him to star opposite her in the Broadway revival of Anna Christie. Richardson had already performed the play in London a couple of years earlier and was determined to bring it to New York, with Liam as the rugged Irish sailor. And honestly, she might have been onto something because, as she once told the Los Angeles Times, "I think Eugene O'Neill wrote that part for Liam Neeson." The play opened in January 1993 and was an instant hit. The critics loved it, the audience loved it, and well, something else was brewing behind the scenes too. Natasha was 29 at the time and married to producer Robert Fox. Liam, 40, was single with a few high-profile romances in his past, including a long-term relationship with Helen Mirren. Still, when they stepped on stage together, the chemistry was electric. Liam later described it as a wonderful kind of dance, and that's coming from a man who's done lightsaber duels.
Han Solo or your husband?
Tough choice, but I bet go for my husband.
Just a month after the show wrapped, Natasha's marriage came to an end. She later admitted that falling for Liam while her relationship was falling apart was bad timing, but there was no denying the connection. In her own words, "Obviously, I fell very much in love with him.
He can be, very charming, very affable, and he can be, a loner.
By the time her 30th birthday rolled around in May 1993, Liam was already filming Schindler's List in Poland. But that didn't stop him from sending her a cheeky birthday card. "You're catching up with me. Lots of love, Oscar." Yes, he even signed it in character. Natasha, however, wasn't about to let him keep things too casual. She basically asked, "So what are we?" That's when Liam knew this was real, the kind of love you hold on to. The public got their first official look at them as a couple a month later, when they walked the 1993 Tony Awards red carpet together, both nominated for their roles in Anna Christie. And just over a year later, on July 3rd, 1994, they tied the knot in an intimate backyard wedding at their farmhouse in upstate New York.
And you were married where? Right?
All right, just over where the camera is there.
Is that right?
The guest list was a who's who of Hollywood: Emma Thompson, Steven Spielberg, Mia Farrow, and Natasha even surprised Liam by serenading him with Van Morrison's Crazy Love, secretly taking singing lessons to pull it off. How sweet is that?
Behind my back, Natasha had been taking singing lessons to sing it to me.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so perfect. I didn't know that.
And the marquee after the ceremony, we were all going in to start the night's festivities, and she grabbed the microphone and she sang me this.
Incredible.
Yeah.
They didn't waste time mixing marriage with work either. Later that same year, the couple starred in Nell together. Natasha actually sought out her role so she wouldn't have to be away from Liam during filming in North Carolina. Because, as she put it was difficult to kind of go, "Bye, honey, have fun with the other girls." And honestly, who could blame her?
So it's good to be home and be together.
And you are?
The following years brought even more joy.
You got married.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank
And you're expecting a baby.
Yes, I am.
Natasha, what is the due date?
Early June. So
You must be very excited.
I am very excited, a little scared,
Their first son was born in June 1995, followed by their second in August 1996. Natasha admitted she was surprised at how quickly baby number 2 came along, joking that she had just gotten her body and career back on track when it happened. Still, she loved the idea that the boys would grow up close in age.
Best and worst things about parenthood these days?
Oh, guys. Please, we're here to see a movie. What do you mean, best and worst?
It's great. It's all the cliches everybody says and more.
By 2002, nearly a decade after they first locked eyes on stage, Liam and Natasha were still as united as ever. They even walked out hand in hand at the Tony Awards to present together. The same awards where their story had gone public all those years earlier.
And the Tony goes to Lindsay Duncan for Private Love.
They seemed blissfully happy, never imagining that one day their world would be completely torn apart.
And then you sort of think back, well, she always packed so much into every day, Natasha. I think maybe she knew she wasn't destined to be on this earth for a long period of time.
The single greatest tragedy in Liam Neeson's life occurred in 2009 when a family vacation turned into a living nightmare. The actor was busy filming a movie in Toronto, so the rest of his family took the opportunity to have some fun and stay at a ski resort nearby. While taking a ski lesson, Liam's wife, Natasha Richardson, was on the hill with an instructor and nearing the bottom of a beginner's trail when she fell over. She hadn't been wearing a helmet, so her head banged against the hard-packed snow. Natasha got up, unfazed by the fall, and insisted that she was perfectly okay. The instructor tried to convince the actress that she should see a doctor and even called for an ambulance, but she declined the offer. Even after medical assistants arrived, she sent them back without letting them check her. When Natasha arrived back in her hotel room, she called Liam to let her know what had happened and even joked about it. "Oh, darling, I've taken a tumble in the snow." Swing was what she told her beloved husband. Sadly, what Liam didn't know was that this was the last time he would hear his wife's voice. Just a few hours later, Natasha began to complain of a headache, and an ambulance was sent to take her to a hospital. As her condition continued to decline, staff at the hospital realized that they weren't equipped to help her. She was then sent to another hospital, but by then, Natasha was quickly running out of time and her life was slipping through everyone's fingers. Liam was called to the hospital, but it was sadly all too late. Natasha was declared brain dead, and she was being kept alive by a life support machine. Neeson recalled the pact he'd once made with his wife, both promising to pull the plug if the other wound up in the exact very same situation that was staring him in the face.
I think that there is nothing you won't do for someone you love. That's what I learned. And you realize it doesn't matter, any of it. If you love someone, you do all that for them.
He never thought that he would ever have to do what his wife had asked because he would never have imagined that she would need it. He knew that he had to honor his promise. And I went into her and told her I loved her, said, "Sweetie, you're not coming back from this. You've banged your head. I don't know if you can hear me, but this is what's gone down. And we're bringing you back to New York. All your family and friends will come." And that was more or less it. Liam revealed the last words to his wife. Liam and his children would forever be plagued by the dreaded question, what if? What if his beloved wife, mother of his children, would have gotten the help that she needed before it was too late? The loss of Natasha felt unreal. For a long time, Liam expected his wife to walk through the front door and tell him that everything was okay and it was all a bad joke. The actor managed to find some peace in the loss, admitting that her organs had been donated and were able to save another 3 lives. Liam found some comfort, knowing that even in her death, Natasha was able to save 3 people. After his wife's death, Liam Neeson faced a number of tests on his family, his sobriety, and even his faith. In an interview, he revealed that he was drinking too much after losing his wife, so he chose to give it up. For Neeson, who grew up in a devout Catholic home, losing his wife challenged his faith as well. "Since my wife passed away, do I believe in an afterlife? I don't know," he confessed. Liam Neeson's eldest son was just 13 years old when his mother died. Following her sudden and traumatic passing, he experienced a delayed reaction to his mother's death. He didn't want to feel any of the pain that the loss of his mother had caused. It was all too much. So he turned his back on his emotions and chose to block them. Michael turned to partying to distract him from his pain. So when he partied hard. He got his hands on whatever he could get to numb his pain. Soon, Michael saw that things just started going downhill and eventually admitted himself into treatment at a facility in Utah. He underwent therapy and was finally able to process his mother's death in a healthy way. Michael credits his father's work ethic with helping inspire him to turn his life around.
She would love dancing in the rain, all of this weird, fun mom stuff. And but mainly it's the cooking, I'd say. Cooking is where I feel closest to her. And her laugh was such an amazing, amazing laugh. That's the small things I remember.
In late 2018, Michael paid tribute to his mother by changing his surname from Neeson to Richardson, a move of which his Oscar-winning grandmother, Vanessa Redgrave, could not have been more proud. Vanessa said he wanted to hold his mother close to him because she was a remarkable actress, absolutely remarkable.